Would you please have quiet in the studio? Quiet, please. Fucking shut up!
Okay.
No, you see, there was question at the time of whether my husband would do it, because he's a stand-up comedian and he's also a host too.
Yeah.
So everybody was saying, oh, is he going to do it with you as well? It's like, no, thank you.
You should try it, though.
We all shared something, but we just didn't realise it at the time. And there were days when we thought it would never end.
Patrick Kielty has always been the quiet one, the steady one, the man who kept his private life away from chaos. But now, after the collapse of his 12-year marriage, he finds himself at the center of a storm he never created, a storm that seems to grow louder every time Deeley steps back into the spotlight.
An awkward moment occurred on This Morning when Deeley appeared to admit she and co-host Ben Shepherd cheat when fronting one of the show's competitions. The duo
think that I thought I was dealing with it. And I genuinely thought.
As she prepares to return to This Morning, insiders claim she is anxious about being painted as the villain, but many around Patrick feel that narrative has been twisted from the start. They say Patrick has been carrying the emotional weight of this separation while Kat repeatedly steps forward to control the story, seeking sympathy, attention, and, according to some, public clout by subtly shifting blame toward him.
You've fed them and they've been in the bath and they smell all of those things. You are completely exhausted. Well, I am anyway, if I'm being very honest. And
when their split was announced during Kat's summer break from ITV, Patrick stayed silent, dignified, refusing to feed the media circus. But while he retreated for the sake of his children and his peace, Kat's name has repeatedly surfaced in articles, anonymous quotes, emotional sources, and sudden narratives about trolls and pressure. Those close to Patrick feel she's using the breakup for visibility, leaning into victimhood and making him look distant, unsupportive, or at fault whenever the public turns its head. And the tension didn't start with their statement. It started months earlier, at the moment that broke Patrick's heart more deeply than any tabloid headline ever could, his mother's funeral. Kat's absence from the funeral has never been forgotten inside the tight-knit Northern Irish community where Patrick was raised. His relatives describe it as unthinkable, a painful betrayal at the darkest moment of his life. As one family member put it, when someone you love loses their mother, you show up, no matter what arguments or struggles are happening behind closed doors. You stand beside them. You put your hand on their shoulder as they say goodbye. But Kat stayed in London. She hosted This Morning on the day Patrick buried the woman who raised him.
On the brink of kind of disaster at any moment.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Yes.
We try and keep it on the right side of that.
Exactly. Stay with us. Make a cup of tea. Enjoy. Let's take a look at what's coming up on the rest.
His family still cannot understand it, and some say that day confirmed what Patrick had been quietly enduring. The marriage was already gone, long before the public ever knew. Instead of taking accountability, Kat has reportedly been deeply upset that people judged her for not attending the funeral, turning her hurt outward, blaming criticism, trolls, and even implying Patrick's family was unfair. She feels targeted, misunderstood, and wrongly portrayed, but many in Patrick's circle believe she is focusing more on controlling her public image than on acknowledging the emotional damage her decisions caused. And while she prepares to return to This Morning, determined not to mention the split, determined to present herself as strong and wounded, those around Patrick see something else entirely, someone who continues to draw attention to the breakup, releasing carefully shaped narratives, letting sources speak for her, and subtly pushing a story that paints Patrick as distant, ungrateful, or unkind. Meanwhile, Patrick has said almost nothing. He hasn't thrown blame. He hasn't sought clout. He hasn't tried to shape public sympathy. He is still the calm soul from Dundrum, trying to protect his children, mourning his mother, and absorbing criticism with painful silence while watching his private life become entertainment fodder. Kat fears the public will see her as the villain, but her actions, her need for attention, and her subtle blame-shifting are making many people question her sincerity. And when she steps back onto This Morning with the bright lights and polished smile, some will see a professional doing her job, but many will see someone fighting desperately to control a narrative that keeps slipping from her hands. Patrick never asked for this spotlight. He never wanted a public breakup, a media frenzy, or a battle of perception. But as Kat continues to orbit headlines, looking for sympathy and suggesting the pressure is all on her, the quiet pain on Patrick's side is being overlooked. In the end, he is the one left carrying the weight of judgment, the grief of losing both a marriage and a mother, and the silence of a man who refuses to turn heartbreak into a spectacle. Kat may fear being seen as the villain, but the more she seeks attention, and the more she shifts blame toward Patrick for clout, the more people are starting to wonder if that fear didn't come from nowhere.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more.